We are recording, senor.
I
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think I was gonna make it here.
I didn't think I was going to make it here. Mimosas running deep.
Oh, that's a different reason because I was at the airport, multiple airports for over a day. It was crazy.
There you go. There you
Anyway,
go.
American Airline, if you're here, if you're listening, and I'm sure you are, lick my fucking ass crack. Y'all threw me through a doozy. Let's get this shit
Yeah.
started.
Fuck you, American. Spirit Airlines for life. And we're going to do this in 3, 2, 1. What are you doing?
Testes in my mouth.
Get on the ground, you fucking pledge.
Ew.
Welcome to the greatest podcast experience of your life. This is the Frat Chat Podcast.
All young men like three things: food, news, pussy.
Featuring Carlos Garcia and Chris Moore.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the greatest podcast in the history of podcasting time. It's the Frat Chat Podcast. I'm Carlos Garcia with Chris Simo Moore. How's it going, Mr. Moore?
Good. I'm a little tired though, but good. And happy post Cinco de Mayo. How did you and your family celebrate?
We do what every traditional Mexican family does. We harvested some rice and beans, and
Yeah.
all the traditional things that my family does, of course.
Yeah, and you like to layer the floor of your car with tortilla chips.
Yeah.
It's tradition.
It's tradition. Who am I to break the tradition? You know what I mean? It's like the whole thing. We do the taco eating contest at noon. It's a whole thing. You don't want to miss that.
You beat the piñata,
Yeah.
but your cousin's named Piñata, and it's really sad.
Yes,
Special
it's really
needs.
sad.
Yeah.
He owes me $40, man. He still hasn't paid, so sometimes you gotta show him a message. But I am drinking, even though this is made somewhere in America. I'm pretty sure.
Oh
It
my
says
god, I
it's
love
brewed in
Coronas.
They don't sponsor us, so maybe I shouldn't show it.
You know what?
I'll quickly flash it to the screen so
That's
you can
my
figure out
beer
what it
choice.
is. It's great. It's great. I was just at brunch with Julie's friends. So, Coors Light. Coors Light. And
beer
note that
white
we don't have any
trash.
problem with Bud Light on the podcast, despite all the controversy. You know what I mean? We don't hate trans people here.
No, I have a lot of
It's just
trans
what we
friends. And can I just make a statement for America to hear? Some of my trans friends are some of the most beautiful women in the history of the world. And I think that cis women can like dream and aspire to be as beautiful as some of my trans friends. I mean, let's just call it a spade a spade.
To be fair, when you say things like I have trans friends, it's kind of like, oh, I'm not racist. I have a black friend. So you can,
No, in the queer
I'm
community,
I'm just saying.
in the queer community, we have friends all over the spectrum. And like I just don't understand why people are so crazy. I mean, like, I don't know. Like trans or not, like people are people. I just don't understand the controversy. I just don't get it. I wish someone could explain it to me. They're like, oh my gosh, this person identifies this way. Okay, well, your kids are like mass shooters and no one's dogging you. I mean, hello? Come on. Middle America, get it together.
Wow. Well, 3.5 minutes into the show, and here we are. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a sip of this. Fresh
Cheers,
Corona.
man.
Oh,
look. Go O's. Oh, say, can you see?
All right. This is what happens when Simo has some mimosa for the show.
Play ball.
That's what you call us, Mario, after the show, not during. Oh, you meant. Yeah. Oh, never mind. Sorry, my mind just went.
I also just want to say something really quick about American Airlines, and I hope they're listening to this because y'all are some fucking crazy bitches. So, American Airlines, right before my flight was about to take off, they canceled it. So I went to the customer service. There's no one at any of the Gates can answer my questions or help me out. They say, go to customer service. A couple flights were canceled. So I stood in line at customer service for about 2.5 hours. When I get to the front desk, they said, no, 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 sir, your flight wasn't canceled. It was just delayed till tomorrow afternoon. I said, no, it was
What's the
canceled.
difference?
I said, it was canceled. It's a new flight number. They said, no, sir, it was just delayed. I said, what? It was not only is it a new flight number on a
Then why are you
different
not in the
day,
plane? Yeah.
I said,
What?
but also the destination is a different airport. Like, yeah, but it's close. I said, no, 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 no. You're gonna send me to the middle of nowhere. I can't even wrap my mind around it. And you think this is okay?
What?
So, and then they gave me a voucher to stay at the Holiday Inn. And so I went there, and I was in line for so long. And then when I got the voucher, I go to this like place where there's shuttle buses, and I waited for about 45 minutes. And then we get to the Holiday Inn. I was in line for about an hour because there's so many people who are coming from the airport. And then when I got to the room, I had a nap for an hour and a half. Then I went back to the airport to do this all over again. And it was like delay after delay. There was no like inclement weather. I don't understand. I just, part of me feels bad because I think, well, maybe the flight attendants and the pilot were sick, and people should be able to get sick and like not come to work. But I just
Yeah, but if you're all sitting on the plane, that's kind of a late notice for something like that to happen. What?
So it was really such a hot fucking mess. And I've been on lots of flights, and things could, listen, if there's crazy weather, I don't want to be in the air. So if you're going to cancel a flight as a precaution, I appreciate that because I don't want to die. But this was such a mess because they were like talking like as a 4-year-old, like, sir, it wasn't canceled, silly Billy. It was just delayed for a whole day. Bitch, lick my fucking, I'm going to tongue punch my shit box, and I'll give you some respect, you little hoe. Fuck that.
That's bullshit, dude.
I love JetBlue.
Yeah, but I feel like all the flights are. I mean, maybe they'll change now that they're hiring new pilots and shit and new staff, and it seems like things are gonna get back to more normal after COVID. But I just keep hearing these awful stories, and it's like, makes me not want to go anywhere. Like, fuck that. That's awful. But if you're on the plane, I'm sorry. Like, unless there's a fucking terrorist attack or a horrible storm, I'm like, what? What the fuck is going on? Is Jack Bauer on the plane right now? Was that what's going on? Is it so? That's pretty cool. Just let me know. Just give me a wink. Give me one of these. Maybe you can't like spoil national security.
Give me a wink and tap your foot 3 times in the stall next to mine, and I'll know what's happening.
That's cool. And then I'll go sit in the fucking airport bar for 2 days, whatever.
Yeah, dude.
My next flight is, because I at least want to catch Jack Bauer.
Yeah,
like, that's cool. That's called customer service, people. I'm just saying.
And check this out. At LAX, I had some edibles in my bag. And you did do it. He said on the show you were going to do it. You brought him. I had a lot of stuff. So the first time with the security, no one bat an eyelash, right? Okay. And I try to make sure that I'm in a TSA line where the people at the computer are younger. I just assume that they give more leeway. Right. And so the second time, because I had to go to a hotel and then come back the next day, and the second time they flagged my book bag, and I was like sweaty. I'm like, oh shit, I have like $200, maybe $300 worth of edibles. So I got presents for my mom, my dad, friends of mine. It's like, oh fuck. And what got flagged was my Manscaped products, all the liquid goodness. And the guy took out some of my like edibles and was like, hey. They were so cool about it, LAX. And then when I had a transfer to O'Hare in Chicago, a connecting flight, and I was a little bit nervous, but for the most part, when you fly, you don't have to go through TSA again in most cases.
Right. It's usually
thank God. But I was really sweating. This was the most cannabis I've ever. Can I get arrested for saying this on the air? I
Wow,
may or may
right?
not, I allegedly may or may not have brought cannabis back to the East Coast because LA has the best stuff. They had a deal. One day it was like half off all these sour gummies, and I just went ballistic.
This is how it all starts.
I know.
First, they blame the system. Then, they break the law.
Amazing.
America, Chris Moore is the criminal. Rated PG-13.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
But seriously, get him, TSA. This is, he confessed right on the air. I'm putting this right out for you to do. Don't let him white privilege his way out of this one.
Oh, we're going to talk about some white privilege later today. But I think first you had some really interesting articles you found.
Honestly, I feel like we're kind of starting the show in a weird, chaotic way, and it kind of works for me because we're going to talk some dirty news first. And this is funny because it is news, but Pornhub has blocked access in Utah, you guys. This just came one day before a new state age verification law was supposed to come into effect, where basically the law would require porno websites to verify the user's age each time that they use the website by using IDs, which is kind of ridiculous. So Utah residents who went to get their morning jerk on Pornhub this week saw this video message featuring this adult film actress who, I'm not personally familiar with. Wink, wink. Sherry DeVille. She said, while safety and compliance are at the forefront of our mission, giving your ID card every time you want to visit an adult platform is not the most effective solution for protecting our users, she said. So, people in Utah can't jerk it at Pornhub anymore.
You know what? Part of me is like, wah, wah, wah. They act like that's the only means to like jacking off. You got like X videos.
That's one of the big ones. That's true.
I mean, you got Porn MD.
You got YouPorn.
YouPorn's a great one. I
like
Tube 8. You can just Google your favorite porn star and then click on videos, and there's a smorgasbord of like spank bank material.
Yeah, or you can Google Simo's mom. You can see the Facebook group I created. It just never mind. Simo's here.
Yeah.
They're all there.
Basically yes,
but it's a big move because a lot of people saw this. It's a good protest, in my opinion, and it is one of the big ones. You know what I mean? It's like the McDonald's of porn, being like, "Oh, I'm getting the fuck out of here, Utah." So I don't know. And we made fun of Utah here on the show quite a bit. So I just.
But you know what though, I feel like the average Utah resident is probably more interested in the illegal kiddie porn.
I knew that you were going to go there. I
think that.
That's why I didn't. I was waiting for it so much. And I had so much faith in you as a co-host that you would go there that I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to touch it.
I'm just going to say
it. I can't say it.
It's like you can't look at Pornhub, yet you can marry a 14-year-old. Utah, y'all are backwards. I don't care who. I'm gonna get a lot of complaints about this. I don't give a flying fuck. It is fucking weird.
You're asking the kid for ID?
14-year-old.
Is that kid showing ID before they get married each time? Because I don't think so.
Ugh,
I don't think so, Utah.
Awful.
So, and plus that's weird. I can't imagine literally putting in my ID every time you log into Pornhub. You know what I mean?
But it's for just some people, Utah. Who cares about Utah? You're never going to be in Salt Lake City. You know what I mean? Unless you're the Sundance Film Festival.
They started it. They started Pornhub just getting back at them for starting bullshit laws, which I give them all the credit in the world to doing. They know there's enough people all over the world jacking off on their website. Their confidence, they wanted to stick, if you know.
But you know what, though? Porno sales, because you can still order pornos on a DVD, those are going to skyrocket. They can say, you know what, this is a lot of hassle. I'm just going to order a bunch of DVDs and just have, my own arsenal of beat-off material.
It's going back to the olden days. Man.
Yeah.
Maybe magazines under the bed all stuck together.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, why does it go from page 23 to 64?
I'm at my
Oh,
parents'
you don't want
house.
to touch that one.
I found one and it broke in half.
You
Snap.
dropped it. It splashed like glass.
Shattered. My magazine shattered.
To bring a broom and shit to my just vacuum
I
it up.
watched all my dreams shatter, one after another.
Oh god! And then the second story, which somehow still penis related, just because it's great.
The second story is Chris is drinking a beer through a straw because he misses his husband that much.
Yeah, doesn't the beer get all fizzy on the way up the straw? I feel
I can't drink out of a can because I cut my lip. My lips are still numb from all the surgeries I've had.
Why don't you pour it in a cup?
I thought about it. I was afraid I spilled on my laptop, so I was like, better not. But my nose keeps running. I can't really tell. I keep touching it to see if it's. People think I'm on coke, but it's just residual effects from a nose job. Oh my god, I've got so much stuff done to my face. I still look like Brad Pitt. I don't understand.
Yes.
Anyway, I'm sorry I interrupted you. You have a second article, and I'm the most excited about this one.
So we all know that King Charles was officially crowned king these last couple of days.
King
However,
ears.
yes. Somebody, which I got to give him credit. This is a pretty damn good prank, especially because there must have been security watching that place all night. Residents in the area woke up on Thursday morning to a giant dick cut into the grass, and I have to say that's a pretty perfect penis.
I mean, the dimensions and
was perfect.
The symmetry is really stunning. I mean, it's a beautiful piece of artwork if you think about it.
It's like, when they do the crop circles, you know what I mean? It's like, who did aliens do that? I feel like this is a clear-cut case of alien technology, because that's a pretty damn good penis. Like you said, the symmetry.
It really is.
Good. It's good for one guy to just do that on their own. I'm just saying.
And so part of me was a little confused with the backlash, because Europeans are very cultured and they like arts, and that is a beautiful specimen of art. So I feel like this really gives some leeway.
All their statues naked. All of them. Oh, for some reason, there's just dick galore. Yeah. Well, I guess that's a debate for the question of art and artistes out there. Do you want to go with your flaccid model, or do you want to give him like a rock hard boner? You know what I mean? Like imagine if the statue of David just in a massive erection. He's like, hey, maybe he'd be smiling, and that's why he looks so sad.
And then it wouldn't just be a sculpture; it would also be a coat rack. It would be, it would have another function. You know what I don't understand about on the way out. The standard of beauty has changed a lot, and over the years, it was like, at one point, I guess in the 90s, it was like a bunch of like white girls that were really skinny and shapeless. And now like the standard of beauty in America is like big lips, long eyelashes, and a huge ass. You know what I mean? But back in the day, there was a lot of full-figured women that were painted or sculpted. And I don't understand, because there's always exceptions. But the average big lady has big boobs. Right. They got a lot of big ladies with little knockers. I just don't understand how that happened.
Well, here's the thing. Back then, the sign of power for women was having money, and money buys you food. Now, the sign of power for women is also money, but money buys you cocaine, which keeps you skinny. So then,
yeah, but
those women had cocaine available to, Mona Lisa would be hot. I'm telling you, that'd be hella skinny.
Can you explain why these healthy bitches have little tatters? It doesn't make sense. It defies concept.
I feel like that's
just science.
I feel like that's artist renderings, maybe. You know what I mean? I feel like that's edited.
I feel
it's like Photoshop. You know what I mean? You look at a Kardashian picture on Instagram, half the time it's Photoshop. I feel like that's just, it's like delete some of the booby. It looks kind of funny,
I guess
Da
so, but
Vinci, those knockers are taking over the whole picture.
I just feel like one of the perks of being a big girl is having some big ass fucking fun bags. And these women back in the day supposedly didn't have those fun bags. So like,
I mean,
what's the
times are
point?
tough.
This is why
Not
I'm
on
gay.
milk. You know what I mean?
This is why I'm gay. I was in European history class and I was like, "Bleh, gross. I'm gonna eat a dick." That's exactly what happened. I chose this lifestyle, and yes, it is a lifestyle.
Yes, you totally
Come at
chose
me,
it.
bruh.
You
Come
woke
at me,
up one
Florida.
day. I'm gonna be
DeSantis, come
gay.
at me. I'm gonna suck your dick too, bruh.
Oh shit.
Speaking of drunk,
Yeah, right. DeSantis, if you're listening to this, SEMO tells you to bring in the white boots. Oh
yeah, dude.
Oh yeah, SEMO. Anyways, it's time to get to it, Mr. Mo, because we have ourselves quite a fun topic, I guess. I feel like there's a reason why we don't always drink at the pot anymore, but this one was a must drink to do because we're going to talk about celebrity DUIs, folks. Because fuck, man, we were talking about this off air. A lot of our favorite celebs have had some really hilarious DUIs. You wouldn't even think about it, but that's what we're here to talk about today. I'm going to tell you the fun ones. We're going to tell you the wacky ones. We're going to tell you the outrageous ones, the privileged ones, the ones that make you think, huh? So many of them. We're gonna have a good time here.
oh yeah.
Let's get boogie. Let's get woogie. I don't know. Kind of tipsy now. Let's get fun, but not like not. I guess we should say this before we get to it. DUIs aren't fun. Don't drink and drive, you guys. Get an Uber. But other than
Don't
that,
get drunk, guys. Get naked.
yeah. Well, you can get drunk and get naked as long as the people around you give you consent.
That's like a typical Thursday for me.
Don't give you.
Do you need to get people's consent for you to get naked?
I mean, if you're doing it in front of them, I think you should.
What if you're at your own house, though?
So you're saying like you invite your boss for dinner, right? And you're sitting there, eating the fucking meatloaf or whatever. And then in the middle of fucking dinner, you just get butt naked.
I say, I'm hot. You don't mind. This is my house, right? I'm just trying to get a page out of Louis C.K.'s book because I really look up to him as a comedian.
That's what gave him the power on stage.
Why can't I beat my dick in front of strangers? I just don't understand. Someone explain it. Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. But anyways, we have one on this list that's a little bit of an honorable mention, just because we have spoken about it on the show before. That's our buddy Kevin Hart, our buddy Opal.
Yeah.
Totally knows who we are and everything.
Yeah, he's really
He
tiny.
calls on the rag. He's like, "Oh, Carlos, Chris, what's up, buds? You guys
Yeah.
want to hang out?" And we're like, "I guess we're kind of busy, Kevin Hart, but
He says, I'm going to an event, but because of my height, I need a chaperone. And we say, sure, we'll be your parents. There's such a resemblance. Like, why not? They're
Yeah,
basically
but,
twins. I'm a foot and a half taller. Okay, go ahead.
But he was charged for the DUI, and honestly, around 4:30 a.m., April 14th, 2013, in Los Angeles, California. And let me tell you, people, 4:30 a.m. driving anywhere, you're looking to get pulled over. So that's probably not the wisest time to be out there boozing. But yeah, he failed a bunch of sobriety tests. And the female passenger that he was with was sent home in a cab. He was taken to jail, released several hours later. And then, he kind of made a joke about it on Twitter, which he probably should have, owned up to it a little more. He said, "I'm officially a thug. Spent 6 hours in jail last night. I got pulled over 3 blocks from my house by a dickhead cop. This cop is the worst. He knew who I was and wanted to make an example of me." However, to be fair, he then later said, "On some real shit, drinking and driving is not a game or laughing matter. People have lost their lives because of stupid shit like this. This is a wake-up call for me. I have to be smarter. Last night wasn't. Everything happens for a reason." So I'm sure his publicists were like, "God damn it, Kevin Hart."
I'm sure, but also the cop is probably like, this car is swerving. I don't see any head over the front seat.
Who's driving this
Is this a
vehicle?
ghost driving?
Oh my
That's
God!
what
Is that? What the hell is that? So I mean, yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair. You know, and I have to say, have you ever had a field sobriety test done on you? I had.
Yes.
And I'm not gonna lie, I was maybe 3 blocks also from my parents' house at the time. And here's the thing, I had at that particular time I was at a party that got busted, and this was like 3 weeks before my 21st birthday. I had a sip of beer in a game of beer pong because I wasn't really drinking that night. So I blew like a .02, but I passed the field sobriety test, and then he gave me the breathalyzer. I was like, man, if you're gonna do this all along, why'd you have me do the fucking field sobriety test? Like what? And so then I got a fucking ticket, and at least I didn't have to go to jail or anything because I was still below the legal limit, but since I was under 21, above the legal limit of anyone underage. But I was like, man, I'm turning 21 in 3 weeks. Like, look at my ID. And he's like, well, you should have waited 3 weeks. It's like,
Yeah, but I'm sure that cop when he was 18 was like,
yeah, getting hammered.
mess, you know.
It's like, come on.
I had a field sobriety test a few times, but the first time was my first arrest, and I was so mouthy and wasted, and I was like, "You're gonna be sorry," because my mom is a judge, and they're like, "Oh yeah, what's her name?" And I was like, "Judy." They're like, okay. And then like I was in the back of the paddy wagon, and the other guys were like, "Your mom's a judge. Should she get us out of here?" I was like, "Shh, no, she's a preschool teacher. Don't blow my cover."
Oh my God.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yes, Judge Judy, totally Simo's mom. She might have seen her.
My next one we've also talked about on the call, on the pod before.
This is the first official one on the list. Kevin Hart was an honorable mention.
Yes, but this one I guess is a pseudo first official one because we had discussed it, but I just wanted to mention it again because I just love this story so much. So on April 19, 2013 in Atlanta, Georgia, occurred one of my favorite moments in history. No, I'm not talking about anything political or anything in American history that we learned in school. I'm talking about when Reese Witherspoon and her husband got pulled over. Her husband's name is Jim Toth. I guess it was. Aren't they divorcing or something?
Yeah, I think they're getting divorced.
So
Which
Jim Toth
means you guys, Reese Witherspoon is single.
Lucky me. Let me tell you.
Reese, give me a call. I'm here on the Frat Pet Podcast.
Middle and go
Julie's a big fan. I don't think she'll mind too much. As long as we cast her in some shit too. Give us a call here. And Simo, he's gay and all, but you know, he likes Jello pudding. He eats them with no hands still. So give us a call here. Yeah. Or follow us at the Frat Chat Podcast on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. Follow us on YouTube. Just slide into our DMs. We'll call you back, Reese. We'll call you back. Anyways. Summer is coming. Are you ready to unveil your beach bod? Manscaped is here to ensure your body is ready for the wild with their game-changing full-body grooming and hygiene products. Don't be the guy at the beach with Austin Powers chest hair, baby. And if you grew some winter man tits, the least you can do is make sure they're hairless. Because the ladies love those hairless titties, believe you me. It's time to get ready for a hot guy summer by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with the promo code FRATCHAT.
Well, her husband Toth, Jim Toth, was charged with a DUI, and he blew like a .139. And most states, the legal limit is .08. And I from my understanding, blood alcohol content, the percentage is how much percentage alcohol is in your blood. So if you have a .2, that means that 20%. Oh wait, no, a 20%
A
of your
0.2
blood.
is 20% of your blood. So if he had
Oh,
0.3,
really?
he was 30% of his blood, which means he was like a drink or two away from needing like to go to the hospital for alcohol poisoning.
Oh, no,
I almost died from that shit
oh.
with
Well,
like a
his was
0.4.
0.139, and yours was point.
139,
How much was yours?
like a 0.4.
Oh,
And
so
I was in
that's
the hospital in
fatal.
like a coma for like a few hours. Like it was like bad. But with a
That's horrible.
0.13, he's pretty drunk. He's not like he doesn't need to go to the hospital at 0.13, but he's
To
definitely
me,
hammered.
I
He's
don't think
definitely
that's too
hammered.
bad. I think 0.08, you can have like half a margarita and be over the legal limit. Like you can drink after
If
4
you're
drinks. I mean, you can drive
small.
after 4 drinks, I think.
Yeah, but a guy that big, for him to get that much, he probably had like 5-6 drinks.
Oh, maybe. Well, he was swerving, got pulled over, rightfully so.
And there you go.
And then Reese was mouthy, and she said things to the cop like, "Are you even a real cop?" And she got out of the car, and he said, "Get your ass back in the car, and you get out again, you're gonna get arrested." So then she says some things like, "Do you know my name? You're about
So
to
you
find
know
out,
who I am.
and then you're gonna be on national news." And he was on national news, and he arrested her for disorderly
Yeah.
disorderly content. Is that what it's called?
Conduct.
Disorderly conduct. She was arrested for disorderly conduct in a DUI arrest, and she wasn't even the one driving. This is why I love the world sometimes, because she's so privileged and tried to throw her privilege, and the cop was like, "You're an ass."
Yeah.
And there went her good girl image.
Because she's so cool, and usually, she plays all these roles, and she's adorable still. And it's like you wanna think Reese Witherspoon wouldn't do something like that, but then you see it on tape, and god damn it, it's like the definition. Do you know who I am? Are you even a real cop?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna be on tape. Shut up. Like, yeah, just shut up. That kind of reminds me perfectly of the Mel Gibson arrest, which happened in July of 2006.
Yeah.
And in DUI charges in Malibu, California. And according to the report, this is where Mel made his now famous anti-Semitic statements like, "The Jews are responsible for all the wars in the world." And other strange remarks, such as asking the cops, "What do you think you're looking at, sugar tits?" And then threatening her with the typical rich guy in power line, "I own Malibu. I'm going to fuck you." The report also says that Mel Gibson threatened to urinate on the floor of the bathroom station or the police station, and also try to run from the arresting officer.
Oh my God.
He's crazy, Mel Gibson. And here's the thing that got him away with a lot of stuff early on in his career in America was that he was like known to be like super hot, hot Australian. But he's been partying, getting into alcohol related issues his entire career. So maybe
why wasn't he deported? Everyone else gets deported. Why wasn't he deported?
Lethal Weapon 2 was coming out, man, and everybody wanted to see that shit. So
does he realize that Braveheart is a story?
Freedom! Okay, Mel, please put your pants back on. You're going to jail.
Yeah,
I
totally.
told you for the third time, I don't care. Yeah, but like, fuck. And like, how drunk do you have to be for you to just bring up the Jews into this DUI arrest? Like, what?
I know. I have a feeling that the Jews did not hold him down and make him drink all those fruity cocktails.
Yeah, the Jews did not tell you to not get that taxi cab, Mel Gibson. That was just you.
I just don't understand. I don't understand transphobia, and I don't understand anti-Semitism. I just don't get it. It just makes no sense to me.
No?
Why are people so hateful? You know what? I don't necessarily blame him entirely. He must have been raised that way. His parents must suck.
But he lived in Australia. Are there that many Jews in Australia?
Well, I hear that Australia is kind of racist towards Asian people, because that's like the surrounding countries.
But
And
you're in the
so,
fucking middle of nowhere. You're a goddamn island with nothing around you for like the longest time.
aren't Australians known for being like the descendants of like people that didn't pay their debts and things?
With that, Australia was founded as a British prison. So that is true.
Really?
Yeah, it was kind of like a British Alcatraz of its kind, but much bigger.
Oh
Obviously.
wow. What about New Zealand? Same
Now,
thing?
New Zealand's more like a bougie Australia.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's like the Hoboken of New Jersey. You know what I mean? Like, New Zealand's nice.
Oh.
Seems very pretty. People are. I don't think they're as rough and tough as the ones in Australia. Australians are toughs. They're definitely, there's a lot of cool cities and shit to do, but like Australians as a whole, I think are like very tough guys. And like you see, they're all into like badass things.
Are there alligators in Australia? There are, right?
Yeah. There's all kinds
Crocodiles
of
and things.
There's all kinds of crazy.
I'm not
creatures.
interested.
That's why Steve Irwin got famous. He was so good. He's like, oh my God, look at that. It's a baboon, a humping a gorilla, having sex with an alligator. I'm going to go get naked and stick my thumb in all the buttholes. And then he comes rolling around.
When I was in Florida a couple years ago, someone asked if I wanted to go on like a tour to see alligators. And I was like, no.
No.
Absolutely not. I'd rather watch a video of alligators or the crocodile hunter at home in AC with a drink in my hand. I don't want to be like a few feet away from like a hungry alligator. Are you killing me?
Yeah, fuck
White
that.
people love that stuff.
Boat. I saw this dude actually.
Love that and sharks and like anything.
Yeah.
Like, let's do it.
I saw this dude in the middle of the sea on a canoe that was see-through, so he could see everything that was going on from under him. It's like, why would you do that? You're in a teeny tiny canoe, so anything could tip you over. It's so easy in the middle of open sea. No, you're asking for it. You fucking people are asking for it. Or people who go in like shark cages and shit, like you're asking for it. So no, I would not want to go see live alligators either like that. I love them too. I think they're super interesting creatures, but I'd rather just watch them on TikTok at the safety of my couch.
Oh, well, next on our list, she's not an alligator. She is Nicole Richie. And she's actually one of my favorite people because she's an amazing sense of humor. She's really funny. I think she's adorable.
She's on that show what's it? News Now, I think is the name of the show. And she basically plays like a bitchy reporter, like the OMG type reporter who like usually reports on like celebrity gossip and stuff. And she is phenomenal. That was the first time I've seen her act, other than like celebrity stuff that she did with Paris Hilton.
Yeah,
it's reality TV, so she's playing herself, but it's still but God, she was great. So big fan, Nicole Richie.
I adore her. And so in 2002, she was arrested for a fight in a nightclub, and then she went to rehab the following year after she was arrested for driving with a revoked license and in possession of heroin.
Damn.
She was given 3 years probation. So when you're doing heroin, I mean, when you're injecting anything, that's pretty serious. So I'm glad she got some help. I was very sad to hear that because I like her so much. So I'm glad that she doesn't do that anymore. But in December 2006, she got a DUI after entering a freeway ramp and traveling the wrong direction. Damn. So I think that she had said something to the cop along the lines of like, I was following a friend and I got lost. And every time she's been arrested, the cops have said that she's been super cooperative and very honest. And so at this time, she admitted to smoking marijuana and taking some Vicodin. So she was sentenced to 4 days in jail, but only served 82 minutes due to overcrowding, which is going to be a theme in today's list.
82 minutes? Why even bother bringing her in? Fuck? She went in there for lunch?
She went there for lunch.
What the fuck?
Pretty much. But I don't know how you can like maneuver a car to go on a freeway ramp the wrong direction. I just don't understand how it happens.
I mean, I can see you taking the wrong exit, but there's usually signage and shit. But she was on, like, I mean, you can drive to some extent. I can't anymore. I used to be able to drive smoking weed. Can't anymore. For some reason, my vision gets all fucking weird. I feel like I'm gonna crash. Not
How do
safe.
they test that? If
Um,
you are high, how do they test
I mean, you can
your
test. The thing is, you can't test if you're high
blood
right
weed
now.
content?
You can just test that it's in your blood, but you can't test that you're smoking weed right the second. But you can see the signs. But the thing is, like you said, she was on Vicodin, so you combine weed and Vicodin both down her. She
I
was
love both of
probably
those.
a little bit slower than usual. You know, like, hello, officer, it's me, Nicole.
You know, we're all young, we all make mistakes, and Nicole Richie's the only one on this list. And I'm like, I'm so happy you're doing well because everyone else is like, they're okay. But Nicole Richie, I'm like,
Fuck,
girl,
you said she did heroin or meth? Which one was it?
heroin. That's scary.
Those are. We just did the drugs episode a couple weeks ago, you guys, and that was specifically on our do not try list. Like those are like, come on, man. Like how? This is like when your life is not going that well. Drugs. Like what the fuck? You're rich. You're literally Lionel Richie's daughter. You're on TV. You got TV shows. Life is good. You're living the dream. People like you.
I love Lionel Richie too.
You're attractive. You're talented. What the fuck you doing? Fucking no. Come on, no. Don't do that. Just don't do that.
Is the next one on your list attractive and talented?
Well, I'd like to think in a perfect world he used to be. But here's the thing. He ended up living life all by himself. Because I'm talking about Eric Carmen, who is a name that these days might not sound so familiar, but you ask your parents who the fuck that is, and they'll be like, no way.
Oh,
it's the guy who wrote All by Myself. All by myself. Just wanna be all by myself anymore. It's a good song.
So when I saw this on the list, Eric Carmen, I was thinking.
What do you think, Eric Carmen? Hey,
yeah.
Seriously, I'm not a cop. You will respect my contact. Hey.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, this is gonna be a funny one, but I didn't know.
Well, it is actually going to be a hilarious one because note, he's had more than one DUI, but I'm just going to cover his first one here because this is the one that, to be honest, is very entertaining. This happened in March 2007. He hit a mailbox and then a sign before parking on someone's front lawn. So literally, like, and I saw a DUI video. His car is like right on their fucking lawn. Like you have a perfectly good spot here to park, right next to the house. Nope, right in all. It looks like it may have been even raining, so he fucked up all their shit. But then the greatest thing about it is that you see the cops questioning him on video, and like. He knows that he wants to be honest with them, but he knows that being honest with them is going to get him in trouble. So he just tries to delay any answer he can. So the cops will be like, Mr. Carmen, how much have you had to drink, sir? And he just starts going like,
if you carry the 3...
Sir, how much did you have to drink? Well, 2 martinis. Are you sure that's all you had to drink? Well, maybe 3.
Now, some places put like 3 ounces of vodka in a martini.
I mean, to be fair, if you order 2 drinks and the bartender fucking gets you hammered, and I guess that's good service, but that's technically, it's not your fault. You ordered 2 drinks. It was just, all vodka. Yeah. But he just knew. And I mean, I'm sure he was shithouse. Like when you're driving to the point where you're hitting shit, you don't know where the fuck you're parking. He was definitely more than 2 martinis deep. To be fair, martinis are straight up vodka, so he could have been on that.
And if it's muddy, it means it's probably raining. That's not good. Yeah. He's probably like, officer, these mudslides as of late. And the officers are like, those are your tire tracks on this nice person's lawn.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't have those 6 martinis. I thought you said it was 3 martinis. Oh!
Again, officer, pay attention. If you carry the 3, okay, follow me. If you carry the 3. Man.
So yeah, Eric Carmen. That's the guy that I mean, definitely hadn't heard on the news about him much, at all. But when you're making those sound effects, like what is that delay tactic? Ah! Like, do you have to take a shit, sir?
Maybe.
Do you have one of those like those little anal vibrators that someone plays with like a cell phone and like, oh, please turn it off. It's not funny.
You know what? They have these new like vibrators for ladies. Maybe I guess a guy could use it too. But when it's inserted, the app on your phone directs you to use your tongue to direct the pattern that is put onto the Vigi. So you're looking your phone. A B C D E.
I don't know that I would want that. I don't want to lick my phone. I take my phone in the bathroom and shit. I'm in there pooping, playing Wordle.
Can you imagine being at work and being like, hey guys, sorry, my wife's on the phone. Let me take this real quick.
Johnson, can you finish that presentation? Wait, I said 1 second, please. Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah. Gross.
Dude, and then people like borrow each other's phones. I mean, if I take someone's phone, it's covered in spit.
Your phone smells like Fritos. Oh yeah, sorry. I was going down on my wife earlier.
Dude, brush your teeth
in the conference room.
Oh god.
Well,
yeah, you know some perverts are gonna ruin that. So I don't know.
Yeah.
That's not something I would.
The next one I have, I actually like this girl too. She's the only Kardashian that I do like. Her name is Khloe. And Khloe's her issues with the law were unfortunately for her documented. Fortunately for us, unfortunately for her, it was documented on her reality TV show.
Fortunately for them too, they made a ton of money on that DUI.
Sure,
most of us
keeping up with the Kardashians,
court fees, an expensive lawyer. They don't get paid by E Network to fucking So.
She had a lot on her mind, and she was an angry kid, and she lost her dad, and I sympathize with that. So she was arrested in 2007 for a DUI. She was ordered to do community service and alcohol classes, but she didn't go to all of her classes because of her busy schedule. So the judge gave her zero leeway for being a celebrity, which I think is amazing, and was like, you got to go to jail for 30 days. Because of overcrowding, which from my understanding is a very big issue in LA. So guys, if you're going to break the law, do it in LA. She served 3 hours, and I think this is documented on season 1 and season 3 of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. So one season she got arrested, another season I think she had to go to jail for 3 hours.
But again, why fucking bother bringing her in for 3? At that point, maybe that's why there's like fucking overcrowding, because you're bringing in all these assholes for 17 minutes and everything's fucking crowded. Like what? Like what do? You get processed. That takes like an hour. You get brought into your cell. And you sit in there, and then your roommate's like, I'm going to fuck you in the ass with a broomstick, bitch. When we get out to the yard. And then literally you hear the door clink. Here we go, Miss Kardashian. You're out before the roommate rapey spiel's over. Like, what? Why even bring her in?
And I think that you only get out early if you have a non-violent crime, which I understand. Right. But I wonder if it's just like to prove a point. They're like, we're going to make sure this person goes to jail, so we don't look like hypocrites. So don't you worry. This person's getting locked up. And then after 45 minutes, we're like, okay, we made our point, I guess. Okay, we hope we didn't obstruct your brunch plans for today. Khloe, have fun. I don't know.
It's like, well, we locked her up. And then, like, how can you say no to that face? And you just pan over and she's like.
The well-constructed face, because the Kardashians think of their genetics as like a mere suggestion, and then they just like go to town.
Yeah, they do not look anything like they looked when they were born. I'll tell you how much.
The mom is like, look at your face. Whose face is this? I don't know who it is. I just love it so much. So pretty.
Kourtney's my favorite because she looks like she got the least amount of work done, and I also think she's like the most attractive. Honestly,
she's also dead behind the eyes.
Yeah, that's true. But being married to Scott Disick will do that to you, I feel like.
Yeah.
But I definitely have a crush on her, and Kendall's the one that's a model, right?
Kendall's the model. Kylie Yes. And
Yes,
those are
Ken.
the top models in the world. Kylie is a billionaire like makeup mogul. Good for her.
Yeah, but I mean, I get it because like, if you're gonna trust someone's makeup advice, it's gonna be her. Look at that face; it's totally different.
Yeah, but damn, she looks good. Good for
She
her.
does look great. I'm like, but I thought she was pretty before. Here's the thing: she was just like in her quote unquote awkward stage. I think she would have just grown into like another super hot woman. She didn't need to.
She actually, believe it or not, is one of the faces I brought to my nose surgeon when he asked me for inspiration. I had a lot of faces. I was like, I like all these noses, and she was one of them. I was like, I think she's really pretty. I don't want to look just like that because I'm a man. I want to have some masculinity. But if I woke up looking like this, I wouldn't be mad.
I mean, she went from white to Puerto Rican in like 3 easy steps.
Oh, I was referring to the bone structure, not her skin tone. That was problematic.
Simo came in with a little brown face. It's like, can you add that to the? Oh no, okay, sorry.
She's like, my sisters are dark. Yeah, because your half sisters are half Armenian. You crackhead.
Yeah, exactly. And they go tanning a lot, and they.
It's like, yeah, like Kylie, your two moms are white as fuck.
Yeah, you were Bruce's kid at the time. You know, like that was like the whitest man ever. Ever. He was so white. He was literally in the box of Wheaties, bro. Like that's like the whitest shit you can do. Just be on Wheaties box. So,
Yeah, dude.
yeah, you're not gonna get them jeans. Yeah. It just goes to show you guys wherever you're at, anywhere in the world, you're not ugly. You're just poor. So keep working at it.
You're not ugly. You're just broke.
Well, you can just afford whatever you want. It'll come.
But being poor is also ugly. So
What are you, pie? You can't pie. Okay, so you just did Miss Khloe Kardashian, and I'm going to move on to this is one that was honestly at the time I think I gave the kid shit because I was in my hater stage with Justin Bieber. But if you think about it, this is pretty cool. Justin Bieber was pulled over in Miami and charged with drunk driving, resisting arrest, and driving without a valid license in 2014.
he was 8 at that time. Continue.
He was 4 years old. Police say they saw him driving a yellow Lamborghini in a street race before they pulled him over. And according to Miami Beach police, the Biebs argued with officials during the arrest, failed a field sobriety test, which led to the resisting arrest, drunk driving charges, blah, blah, blah.
But what a great story to have from your youth.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna lie. At the time, I was like, that kid, blah, blah, blah. But like, he must have been like 17 or something. It's like, that's fucking cool. That's like,
It's amazing.
that's
I wish I did
man,
that.
like, they literally are about to end the Fast and the Furious franchise after like 10 or 11 fucking movies. And that's exactly what I'm going to go pay $11.95 in a movie theater or whatever the fuck it is to watch. So I gave it to the Beast, man. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
That's awesome. I mean,
Drunk driving is never cool, you guys, unless you have a Lamborghini.
I don't want anybody to get hurt, but like, if you're young and you're on the top of the world and you have access to a Lamborghini, why wouldn't you want to see how fast it goes? You know what I mean? Why wouldn't you? And if you have access to all this, alcohol and drugs and stuff, I mean, I can understand how if you're young, you would make a mistake. Like, you should have had better supervision. Usher, you should have paid closer attention to your little butt boy.
Justin was probably driving Usher on his way to pick up his Valtrex, though. So Usher was just like, speed up,
Yeah.
it's itchy.
Yeah, probably.
For the record, I love Usher, but
Usher's like, do you know what it's like to have burning pee? And Bieber's like, I know what it's like to have burning pee in my mouth, but I don't know what it's like to pee burning pee.
I know the taste. Thanks, Usher.
I know what it tastes like. Well, my next one might shock some people because we know him as Tim the Tool Man Taylor as like he was like America's dad, and he was in Toy Story. Who was he? Bob or something?
Buzz Lightyear.
Buzz Lightyear. He was Buzz Lightyear, and he
There's
was
Santa Claus.
the Santa Claus.
And he's back as the Santa Claus on Disney Plus.
Oh, really?
And
I mean, he really was so lovable.
Yeah.
So he,
Tim Allen.
before we get to his DUI, he actually, oh wait, I could be wrong, but I think he was born, his name at birth was Timothy Allen Dick. So you already kind of knew that, you know.
So I guess you can't go to Hollywood as Timothy Dick.
Yeah.
Or Timmy Dick. I don't know. I don't know what you go for that.
Not to be confused with Tummy Dick. Okay. So back in the day, and this is in Michigan, I believe. I think this is in like the Kalamazoo airport in 1978. He was arrested in this airport in Michigan for selling cocaine or attempting to sell cocaine to an undercover police officer. So he was part of this huge Midwest like drug bust. He and his partner in crime had just two of them, had over 650 grams of cocaine on them. So he was facing a life sentence because this is a big deal. He was facing, and you know what's crazy? He actually graduated with a degree in, oh shit, what was it? He has a bachelor, I mean, he's educated from a couple years prior. So he was facing a life sentence, and then they got him to snitch on some other drug dealers. So he got his sentence reduced to like 3 to 7 years for being a bitch snitch. And then I believe that he only served like 2 years and 4 months. But if you fast forward to like 1997, he was arrested for a DUI in Michigan, and he entered rehab the following year. Has been sober ever since. But Tim Allen, if you're listening to me, get out of Michigan. My God, they're on your tail, bro. They're watching you. Get out of Michigan.
I mean, shit, 650 grams.
That's millions of dollars of cocaine these days.
And
Millions.
like, I mean, I have to think of what this would look like. Like an 8-ball is like, which is 3.5 grams. It's probably something like that big.
I'm Googling how much is 1 gram of cocaine. Let's see.
Or I would say 1 gram. It would tell you the price, but this is 3.5 grams of ball like this. Multiply this times 200. I mean, it's like more than a trunk of a car. What did he get put? He got arrested. Oh, in a Michigan airport. Like, what the fuck? Did he have like a full van of this? Like several suitcases? That's so much cocaine, Tim Allen. What the fuck, Timmy? Was he like?
Maybe. It says, according to the 2020 National Drug Threat Assessment, the average retail price in 2019 for 1 gram of cocaine was $200.
Well, that's like good cocaine. That's not the shit you get in the streets. Not that I get it on the streets, but you can get like a bag for like $50.
So 650 grams. I guess it's not millions of dollars. I guess it's more like a few, maybe a.
Well, no, it probably. Here's the thing.
$1,000.
Here's the thing. They take those 650 grams of cocaine and they cut it with whatever cuttings. Sometimes baking soda and shit.
Battery acid, fentanyl.
I mean, now they do all kinds of awful things to get the test strips, guys. But you turn that 650 grams of cocaine into at least 1,200 grams of cocaine, and maybe even more. So, I mean, fuck, that's at least $1 million back then. I think that they could make.
Maybe.
That's wild. Tim Allen. Damn, Tim Allen's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, I know.
Jeez. Maybe that's why Wilson never showed his face on the show.
Yeah, because he was a supplier.
Yeah, he was the narc.
Maybe. I think he had a feud with Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Maybe Jonathan Taylor Thomas was like, No, Dad, I don't want to snort coke off your dick, bro. This is the last time you ask me. I'm done.
I will not put 8 grams of cocaine up my ass anymore.
The younger brother, the goth one, was like, I'll do it.
Yeah. I just want attention.
Yeah. But he was the weird one. Anywho, who's your next one? Your next one's a good one.
So this one will be the last one on my list. This is some might say the greatest golfer of all time. We're talking about Tiger Woods.
Not Donald Trump.
No.
I'm sorry, guys. Close. It was very close. Close second.
Now, Tiger Woods is, of course, 14-time major champion in the golf world, but apparently a terrible driver, you guys, because he's had quite the issues with the law behind the wheel. But in this particular one, I'm talking about his arrest in May of 2017, which happened in Jupiter, Florida, where the rich go to get fucked up and have a good time. And, police records say that officers found Tiger sleeping inside his running vehicle on the side of the road with the brake lights and right turn indicator on. Super dangerous. The tires on the driver's side were flat and the rims had minor damage, which means he definitely drove over some curb or something.
Oh, shit.
According to officials, there were other scuffs all around the vehicle. The police report said that once he was awakened, his speech was super slurred, and he confessed to taking medications. And later, he said that he had an unexpected reaction to prescribed medication. However, the toxicology report revealed that he had 4 different drugs in his system, including painkillers, sleep drugs, and weed, which was legal in Florida. But a month later, he checked himself into rehab, and he made a comeback. And I already kind of forgot about that until the whole, thing with his wife later.
Yeah, a big thing with his wife.
But I like how he was like, "Oh yes, I had an unexpected reaction to prescribed medication." Yeah, motherfucker, you're on painkillers, sleep drugs, and weed, driving a car. Now that's not the unexpected reaction when you're driving. No, that is the exact expected reaction when you take that. Like, what the fuck you think's gonna happen, dude? Oh, Tiger. What happened, dude? You used to be cool.
Well, speaking of someone who used to be cool, my last one has quite a long laundry list of run-ins with the cops. So I'm going to give the history of Lindsay Lohan and her rap sheet in 3 minutes or less. You ready for this?
In 3 minutes or less. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Hold on. I feel like she's pretty romantic. So we gotta hit her a little. There we go. This is the history.
Here we go.
Hit it.
And timing. Okay. May 2007 DUI. She spent 45 days in the treatment center. July 2007 DUI. Possession of cocaine and driving without a license. She was stopped by the cops after tracing her assistant's mother in a car. Crazy. She spent 1 day in jail, community service, alcohol education, and 3 years probation. She also stayed in rehab for 3 months and then served 84 minutes of that 1 day sentence because of overcrowding.
84 minutes, of course. Yes.
October 2009, probation extended a year because she missed some alcohol classes and court appearances because she was busy. May 2010, she missed a court date, which was her DUI progress hearing. She was sentenced to 9 days in rehab and 9 days in jail, but she served 14 because of overcrowding, and then went to rehab but only served 23 of the 90 days. September 2010, she failed a drug test and probation was revoked. She spent a day in jail and then was sent to Betty Ford Center for a few months. February 2011, she stole jewelry from a store. She was sentenced to 120 days in jail and community service, but she served 35 days of house arrest because of overcrowding. November 11th November 2011. Sentenced to 30 days in jail because she didn't do all the community service, but only served 5 hours because of overcrowding. September 2012, arrested for fleeing the scene of an accident, but the charges were dropped. November 2012, arrested for assaulting a woman at a nightclub, but the district attorney decided not to prosecute. March 2013, Lohan pleaded no contest to reckless driving and lying to law enforcement after June 2012 car accident. She turned herself into authorities and was released shortly after. She was sentenced to 9 days in a treatment center, and she spent 9 days in rehabilitation. May 2015, judge ended Lohan's probation after she completed the community service stemming from her 2012 reckless driving arrest. This would make it the first time in almost 8 years that Lohan was probation-free. And here's a Snapple fact. Someone stole jewelry from her house. They stole a bunch of jewelry from a lot of celebrities. And I believe that at one point she was in a jail cell and shared a wall next to the person that stole from her.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, there's actually a Netflix documentary where those people tell their stories, which I'm blanking on the name, but it was like a big deal. So Netflix doesn't need any fucking promotion help from us. So look it up
I know.
if you're interested in that story. And also, there was a movie made of it. I'm trying to think who was in it. It was like one super famous, but maybe Lucy Hale or something like that was in it.
Oh, really?
But that whole thing. The Netflix documentary is pretty good. It's like 4 different episodes. They go through all the different celebs they robbed. They robbed Paris Hilton. And this is when, for example, we were talking about the $200 cocaine grams. Paris Hilton was getting the $200 cocaine grams.
I'm
They
sure.
said that when they broke into her house, they got her coke, and they said that they did her coke, and it was like being in heaven. It was like, this is not the same cocaine that we could get. That's celebrity cocaine, and they just felt like they were fucking like on top of the world. So that was the $200 gram of cocaine. So I guess if you're gonna do cocaine, find a celebrity.
Speaking of being in heaven, a moment ago when you were talking, my mom knocked on the door and asked, "Honey, do you want another beer?" No, okay, let me know. Okay, honey, have fun with your little podcast.
A little podcast that is blowing the fuck up, Mama Mo. We had some more big numbers, which I'll tell you after we hang up this call, because I don't want to, be braggadocious on the air just yet.
Nice.
But yeah. Let us know, you guys. That was our list of celebrity DUIs. Let us know if there's any that you thought we missed. Let us know if there's any that you yourself loved on the list. Because this is a topic. Here's the thing about celebs in Hollywood. They're still partying and they're still a little entitled sometimes. So let us know if there's any that you would like us to cover, and we will definitely revisit this topic. Until then, give us a follow on all social channels at Frat Chat Podcast. That's on Instagram. That's on Facebook. That's on Twitter. That's on YouTube. Give me a follow as well at Carlos Does the World on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, on YouTube, and Carlos Does World on Twitter. And make sure to give my buddy over there a good follow as well. That's Mr. Chris Simo Moore. Follow him on Instagram at chris.moore.comedy and on TikTok. And follow him on Twitter as well at CMooreComedy. Then maybe he'll stop doing those faces on the air. And until then, see, we still never covered him doing monkey faces and faces, but
I forgot.
Until then, we'll be back next week with another epic episode of the greatest podcast in the history of podcasting time, the Frat Chat Podcast. So, Mr. Mo, why don't you get us out of here?
I motioned to adjourn this meeting so I can throw a few back and get behind the wheel, like my role models.
I asked the cop, "Do you know who I am?"
Yeah. And they're gonna say, "No, look at my ID."
No.
Chris Moore? No idea. Sorry.
Well, you guys, while Simo hits the wheel, I second, because someone's got to bail him out. All right, you guys, we'll be back next week with another episode of the greatest podcast in the history of podcasting time.
Yeah.
Frat Chat Podcast.
Bye.
See ya.